What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have a new Subnautica 2 video for you. We're going to be going over everything that was added in 1.1, the newest update for Subnautica 2, which brings some major changes, quality of life improvements, the new storage cache or personal storage, field of view slider, and so much more. We're going to be going over all that stuff. Let's get into it, shall we? The update was called the Subnautica 2 Adaptive Measures Update. It's really a large fix / quality of life improvement update for you guys, and they've taken some of the community feedback and put it in the update. So we're going to be going through the patch notes here in game and kind of show you the things that they've added and changed in the game in 1.1. One of the most important changes in the game is, of course, biolabs are added into the game, and we can now unlock a total of 6 biomods from the biolab. Once you go into your biolab, you're going to notice that there are 5 passive biomods that you can have now, and of course the active biomods, and unlock those. And they've kind of adjusted how early you can unlock these as well by scanning creatures and all that good stuff. So you have to scan creatures and do bioscans up to 80 to unlock all the passive slots. And of course they haven't added any new biomods, but basically you can unlock the biomods and scan. And then, of course, you can have your secondary or passive biomods. So if you want multiple biomods, for example, like water retention, and then maybe even the sea skimmer, you can have multiple ones. Just got to unlock them with those scans. There's also some new obstacles and whatnot inside of wrecks and wreckages, and they've redesigned wreckages a little bit. So if you notice right here is a room where you used to just be able to go straight in. Now we've got some objects kind of blocking the way that we have to go around. So they've made some adjustments and tweaks to wrecks. And also they've adjusted the default walk speed, and you can now sprint outside of water. The most important thing underneath fauna and flora is basically there's some combat now we can do. Combat, air quotes, and also you could do some stunning, and they have fleeing behaviors on most creatures. So what this means is that you can use the multi-tool to kind of defend yourself against creatures and stuff now, as well as the sonic resonator or feedback resonator. Case. So we'll put them in like a stun or dizzy state, as you can see there, and they will stop their aggression for a short period of time. This works for all different types of creatures. So this may not exactly be the combat that we're used to in previous versions of the game or earlier versions, but this will help a little bit to help deter hostile creatures. Under resources, now there's a little bit more silver in the starting area where the coral gardens are. And if you go over it, which I've already done so, but it'll give you some dialogue saying there's some nearby silver deposits available. Under base building, we have several things that they've added to this update, which is really great quality of life improvements, if you ask me. If you had a bunch of stupid gardens like I have here, you should now be able to go ahead and deconstruct those. You can also deconstruct larger buildings. So before you weren't able to deconstruct really large buildings like this right here. Now we can go ahead and deconstruct this all at once. It does take a little bit longer, of course, to deconstruct it, but once you deconstruct it, you can get rid of it finally. So you can get rid of glitch buildings and also deconstruct larger ones per user feedback. It's also quite easier to place the vehicle dock and fabricator now. And it's a little bit, you can see it's a little bit easier actually to place that than before. And I think it looks like it might even be a tad bit smaller. It definitely is a lot easier to place these items. And I know for a fact before you couldn't place these kind of next to each other like this. Now you can, so it's definitely been relaxed. There's also added some ghost blueprints here. So for example, if you see we can't place this building here and it says why, it blinks what actually is blocking it, which is this little coral dome. And of course, the biggest addition is the storage cache, a place where you could store materials or gear, and it won't be attributed to the crafting in the base. So for example, if we wanted to try to go ahead and craft, it would not use this titanium that's in this box or anything else inside this box. This box is completely free of materials being pulled from it. So if you want to have your own personal storage for materials or for gear or anything like that, you can have it. Plus, you can also name it, and you can see there's like a little hologram that kind of bounces up and down. We did release a video today on this about how to find this, and we'll go ahead and post a link up top for that if you're interested. Not trying to spoil it for everybody, but this is a new item or storage crate cache that was added in this update. We also have a brand new field of view slider, which is really nice. You can change your field of view, increasing it or decreasing it. It comes out default at 90. but you can adjust your field of view now, which is awesome. Also, the Databank got a change. It's a little bit easier to kind of go through and organize the Databank. And you can actually go ahead and replay messages and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. It'll show you I have my dialogue turned off, but you can go ahead and replay messages, and they've made some changes to the Databank. And there are new relics that you can scan and add to your decoration collection back at your base. World Tree Relic, which is a new decoration. Also, underneath voice and narrative, they don't autoplay autologs anymore, reducing confusion, especially in multiplayer. You can trigger them, though, in your PDA. It's completely up to you. And it will play it just for you, not everybody on the game. And we now have some audio on the LifePod cutscene. And then there is a plethora of bug fixes that they've added in this update as well. Kind of skim through it. If there's something really important, we'll go over it real quick and show you that bug fix. The large portion of the very beginning of the bug fixes here is optimizations, and the dive elevator will now fully extend. And if you've ever seen that weird Scout Ray chassis bug, it is now fixed as well. And when you load a save, your tadpole should be where you left it. And a bunch of LifePod fixes as well, bugs, basically where it soft locked the game. That's all been fixed now. And certain items you couldn't scan before, you should now be able to scan them, like the advanced battery and the spotlight and the tadpole pins. And if you were in a hosted game and you weren't the host, the Shiver Leviathan will now attack you. Before, you were able to just go do whatever you wanted, and the host gets attacked only. And no matter what, you have to have the pressure tolerance to even get by the doors at the very beginning of the game. And now the Collector Leviathan will deconstruct buildings instead of construct them, so that was a bug and has now been fixed. So if you put a ghost piece out, he will deconstruct that now, or deconstruct bases instead of construct them. And if you had the camouflage biomod, it should now be working correctly whenever you're at the surface of water or attached to a tadpole. And that's really it for the bug section and this update. It was a really good quality of life update, if you ask me. We will put a link in the description down below if you're interested in checking out this whole entire update and all the text. There's also a video they have on their channel, so check that out as well. And thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Subscribing will get you more Subnautica 2 videos just like this one. And hopefully, we'll see you in 1.2. Peace.